Hi everyone, this is Martin. You can see me right here in the top left-hand corner. And this week we're going to be looking at the trading opportunities that I'm looking for during October 16th to the 20th, which is coming up. And it's going to be an interesting week because the theme for this week is pullbacks or reversals in price. And the reason I'm saying that is because last week, if you can remember, I talked about the stars possibly lining up for the USD to take control again. And what that meant is that the USD is perhaps getting ready, it's gaining more strength and getting ready for the possible price interest rate hike later on this year. And uh, the thing is, if we're in a deep pullback, and all the major currency pairs right now, we're in a deep pullback, and that's actually the best way to be if you're setting up for a trend continuation trade. So the large institutions and banks may be looking to, be content with these pullbacks against the U.S. Currency. In other words, the USD is currently weak, pulling price back at a point where then the sellers will come in and take control once again with the trend continuation, or buyers come in at support. Buyers would come in and trend continuation as well. So just depends on which currency pair you're looking at. So we're going to explain all that in the video. The reason for pullbacks obviously is to give investors and traders the best risk to reward, and I will explain that in the video coming up. Okay, so now we're going to get into the disclaimer. Okay, the very first thing is that I want to mention is that the video I'm producing for you is for educational purposes only. Now that's really important. Even though I provide you with specific levels and ideas and so on, you really have to make up your own mind, okay? And it's important to understand that I'm making up this video for the entire week. My opinion may change at any time, okay? May change at any time depending on market conditions. So that's really, really super important to understand. Depending on what happens over the next day or a couple of days, my opinions may change. But for the meantime, this is what I'm giving you within this video content. So the last thing is always view this video at your own risk, especially if you're using real money. Always use trade management, proper risk management, and you will be okay. So that having said that, we're going to get right into our currency pair charts. Okay, the very first currency you can see right here, it's the Euro USD daily. All of our charts are daily charts, and you can see that price had reversed, okay, had reversed down to a support level right here. Once price gets below here, we can call it a reversal, not a pullback anymore. But now prices come down here, and take a look at this. So price is on its way up. This is called a pullback. And again, if the institutional investors were looking to short this, they would want the pullback to be as deep as possible. Whether price will stay here or go higher will remain to be seen. But that's what I talk about, best risk to reward. If you get into a sell trade here and price goes down, you're in near the beginning of this continuation, trend continuation. When I say that, take a look. The previous downtrend right here, here's the pullback, and then the trend continuation would be similar to this over here, okay? So right now, just taking a look, let me take this stuff off the chart. You can see that if price is going to go higher, if you believe price is going to go higher, you could take a look at buys above 118.84. My bias is to the downside, but take a look. Price right now is between the 50 and the 8. So for us to consider taking sell trades, price first has to close below the 8 EMA. That's the first thing that we look at. If price closes below, then we can take a sell trade, or you can just wait to see and take a sell trade below 117.88. Okay, so that is this pair. Now we're going to move on. Okay, this is the British Pound USD daily, and you can see that after price had gone up quite a ways here, price has now come back down and reversed off the high over here, and again, price bounced off last week. This is last week's trading candles, bounced off the support right here, and actually was a pretty good upswing. So this is the downtrend. This we look at a pullback. However, the interesting thing is we are kind of sitting at resistance, and there's a lot of bullish momentum. First of all, take a look down below at the MACD. You can see the green momentum bars above zero, and we have one green candle one green momentum bar here on the trending indicator. And if prices to go higher, this obviously would produce a green momentum bar above the zero. But we are almost, we could almost say we could be looking at a reversal again, because like a swing reversal here, we have a downtrend. This is the pullback. And if this was a trend continuation, we would look at a bounce here at the resistance to the downside, but this may very well reverse to the upside. And if we believe that's going to happen, and that would be called a reversal, then we would look at a buy above 133.54. If we believe price is going to go bounce off of here, and take a look at this long trend line here in the magenta line, okay, price could break below that. Again, this is support, but we could be looking at or you could be looking at a sell below 129.91. Okay, so that's what I see there. And okay, here we have the Australian USD daily, and again you can see we have been in quite a strong downtrend since the beginning of September, and now we are in a pullback phase again. Okay, if we are to believe that price is going to go higher, price first has to close above the 50. This is the 50 SMA. So first price, you look for a price to close, or for a candle to close above the 50, and you could be looking at buys above 0.7926. However, price may here actually bounce back off the resistance toward the support, and may even break support and come back lower. So again, on the downside, if we think price is going to go lower, we could look at a sell below 0.7788. Okay, so right now, if price does break the 50, then price certainly would come back to retest. You see here, retest the previous swing high here. Here's another swing high. You can take a look. But notice I've drawn in a upper trend line. You can see here, joins the high here, joins the high. Joining that brings a trend line down along with this resistance zone. So if price was to break above the 50, price could come up here and maybe only test this area before coming back down again. Okay, so there's a lot for you to watch. Take a look at this week, but again, first of all, we want to see if price will close above the 50 SMA. Okay. The Australian currency has been fairly strong, partially tied into the commodities like gold, for instance. And gold, you can see last week, there was a good uptrending move from the low over here. So again, price had been down. Okay, let's make this clear. Price was in a downtrend. Okay, you can see that with the trending. Take a look below here. This is the trending indicator. So from this point on, to the right, you can see price had been trending down. We're in a downtrend, and all of a sudden when you see the green histo bars, that means we're in a pullback. Okay, so pulling back. However, price could now reverse and pull back even further up to this resistance area. If it goes above that, then again, it would retest the previous swing high here. So my bias is to the upside. And again, if that's the case and Australian currency is going to follow, then that would create some further strength in the US, strength. That would create further strength in the Australian currency, okay, against the US dollar. Okay, so next currency pair will be the New Zealand US. Okay, here we see the New Zealand USD daily. This is what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I didn't have the red line in the proper. This red vertical line in the proper spot, but this is the price action from last week from the right of this red vertical line, and you can see again pretty good bounce up from the support zone here. Notice that price right now is kind of stuck in with all these moving averages. This is the 8, so it's above the 8 but below the 50. In the short term, I believe price is going to go higher, so it may go higher up to this area and then bounce lower. It could also break above. If we believe price is going to break above, then we could look at buys above 0.7255. But first you have to look for a candle close above the 50, okay? You can see the short-term momentum here. We have bullish momentum on the short term, and the trending calendar again. We're in a pullback phase. Okay. The theme for this week is: are we in pullbacks or reversals? Okay. Well, here's the trend. You can see we're in a downtrend. Price hit the support and it's bounced off the support. So after a downtrend, this is called a pullback, okay? And the pullback ends once you get above a previous swing high, and the price would have to actually be above 0.7255 for it to be considered a reversal, and then you could say price is now in an uptrend. Okay, so that's what I see there. Let's take that off and let's get to the next pair. Okay, here is the USCAD daily. Okay, and we can now the opposite is happening when the USD is the first part of the currency pair. Okay, before we had the Australian versus the US dollar, British pound against the US, and generally price was in a pullback to the upside. Here we can see there's a pullback to the downside. Okay, so price had been trending higher. We were in an uptrend right here. Okay, and price had finally broken above the 50. So right now, price for this week is stuck kind of at the 50 and the support zone, the gray rectangle that you see right here. We are trending higher. Take a look down below. These momentum bars are above the 0, which means we are in a we are in a bullish market. Okay, and except that the current trend, the current momentum is weak. So we are in a sideways market. You need to wait for further evidence, and you can wait for price to move above 125.24 if you think price is going to go higher, or take a sell below 123.86 to the downside. Okay, that's what I see there. And now we're going to move to the next pair. Well, the next pair actually happens to be oil. So you can take a look right here. This is the oil daily. And again, oil has moved up considerably from a support area right here. So oil had been going up, helping keep the Canadian dollar against the US currency pretty good from not going down. Okay, again, you just take a look at the last chart that I just showed you. So I see in the short term oil going up. Caution, we are near resistance. You can take a look at the previous swing high. So price could come up here, retest this area, and then bounce back down again, or it could go higher. But right now, on the short term, my bias is to the upside. Okay. Okay, here we have the USD against the Swiss franc. Daily chart again, you can see what happened after the red vertical line. This is last week. That's what that red line shows. So basically, we had been in an uptrend. Okay, take a look down below at your trending indicator. All the momentum bars, mostly green, a couple of red, but they're still above the zero, indicating uptrend, a bullish market. Um, Although from here price went back, this is called a pullback. Again, that's in line with this week's theme, pullbacks or reversals. Right now we have a pullback, and then we have a kind of a sideways trading market. Sideways, you can see down, up, then kind of a bit of a bearish doji here on last Friday's trading. So from here, it's a wait and see. You want to wait for more evidence, and if you think price is going to go higher, then you want to take a buy above 0.9784. If we think price is going to go lower, you could look at sells possibly below 0.9686 to the downside. Okay, now we move on to the USD Japanese yen, and you can take a look what's happened. Price again, like all the other currency pairs, price had gone up quite a ways, all the way from here, all the way here to a resistance area, right? Okay, here's a resistance. Take a look at the previous. This was kind of almost like a false breakout, and price came back down sharply again. But here, price has gone up. We're in an uptrend bullish market, and now price has come back down to support. So this is a pullback, okay? I just want you to understand this is a pullback, and price would have to come below 111.55 for it to become kind of a reversal pattern. But right now we're just in a pullback. It's a deep pullback, and that's really good. So if we believe price is going to go higher, the aggressive buyers would be buying down here, okay? And that's great for risk to reward, because even if it goes up just a bit, they're getting in really early, okay? So the conservative traders would be looking at a buy above 112.55. And on the downside, if you think price is going to go lower, you'll be looking at a sell below 111.55 to the downside. Right now, take a look here. This is the momentum, the MACD here. You can see the momentum histo bars are below zero, getting larger, and the blue line, which is the actual MACD line, is ready to come down below zero. So there's a good possibility that price may be coming down a little bit further before coming back up. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to look at the next currency pair, and we are in our first cross pair after the majors. So this is the Euro British Pound, and what do we have here? Okay, this one kind of seems to be pretty easy to read, since let me grab my marker. We had been in a downtrend. Okay, you can all see that downtrend, trending, bearish market. Here's the support. Price is now bounced up in a pullback, okay, to this zone right here, and price is now closed. Last week price closed on Friday below the 8 EMA. So this to me indicates a continuation to the downside, okay, continuation. So we have a kind of a nice steep bearish decline here. We have a pullback, and now price seems to be going to continue to come down. It may even break the 200 SMA and come down further, but right now I believe price will be coming down. Okay, so in this case, if you think that's the case, then you could look at sells below 0.8868. I don't think price will go higher, and you never know, but if that may happen, then you could look at buys above 0.9038. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to move on to the next cross pair, and that is the EURJPY. Okay, with this one, let's take a look, see what's going on. We're kind of in a sideways market, okay? I don't see that much happening here. You may want to just wait for further evidence, okay? And you could look at sells below 131.76, or if you believe price is going to go higher, take a look at a buy above 133. 14, okay, to the upside. So right now price is kind of sideways. We need more evidence to see what's going on. The MACD is pretty well at the zero level, which indicates kind of a sideways market. And again, just see the momentum bars, they're all kind of even here, so kind of sideways trending right now. Okay, so just wait for a better decision. Next one is the EUROAUD, and this one's kind of interesting because we want it when you see a big move like that. I mean, we had two big, huge black candles, right? Right off of the resistance. Okay, take a look to your left. Again, you see that right there? So right almost to the pip there, to the high, way back in the end of May. Okay, and price had a pretty steep down candle on Thursday, and then another huge down candle on Friday. So that's kind of a message, and whether it's based on poor on some poor fundamentals coming out of Europe in their talks last week, I'm not too sure. But from a technical point of view, this candle closed right at the support. Here's the 50 SMA, and you could either look for a bounce higher from this point on, or what I believe, price could even come down lower to test this trend line. Take a look at this trend line. I've joined the bottom here. You can see that I've joined the bottom. Okay. So price could certainly come here and then bounce higher. And it seems like this trend line is holding as dynamic support. Okay. Take a look at the overall resistance. Long-term resistance has not been broken above this level. So resistance is kind of steady, but we're making higher lows. Okay, so here's a higher low from the previous swing low, and if price comes here and bounces up, it again would be a higher low. So we just have to wait and see, just wait for the further evidence. I don't have much to report on this one, except that if price is going to go lower, what you want to do is wait till price breaks the trend line. Okay, this is super important. Wait till price breaks. Don't take a sell just yet. Don't take a sell. Wait for price to retrace, to test the trend line, and if price goes higher, then you'd be looking for buy trades. But if price now starts coming down, okay, after retest right here of this trend line area, then you want to take a sell below 148.76. So that's what I'm saying about this pair. So it's kind of a different type of entry. Wait till price breaks the trend line, below the trend line. Wait for price to come back, pull back, and retest the trend line, and then look for selling evidence below 148.76. However, price may just come to the trend line area and then bounce right back up higher again to retest a previous swing high here. Okay, so that's what I see there. And I'm going to get to our next pair, and what is that? The GJ, or the British Pound Japanese Yen. Let me just take that off. Here, kind of we're in kind of sideways a bit, we are just a wee bit bullish on this one. My bias is to the upside, but again, what you want to do is wait for better evidence. Okay, and you could look at buys above 149.23. So look for evidence. So you would need one white candle to close above here, and then you could take a buy trade. Okay, if you think price is going to come down lower, then you could look at sells below 146.77. So that is what I saw for this coming week. Last week was pretty good. There was a potential 180 pips of profit or more that you could have taken. This coming week, well, we'll have to wait and see. Happy trading, everyone. If you need to contact me, if you want some more information on some of my courses, I'm coming out with a really fantastic course pretty soon. It's called Forex Success in 5 weeks. It's going to be a pretty interesting course. I can send you some details on that if you want, but in the meantime, my email address here, you can see my name is Martin, and send an email to me, mskyj007@gmail.com. So that's it for now. Take care. Happy trading. We will talk to you again next week. Bye for now.